congratulations. I guess we can't really
Thank
say
you.
what New Orleans, but we can say what made the Saints an attractive franchise for you, and also is this kind of a professional dream for you to be playing for your hometown team?
It's most definitely a dream. I think, having the opportunity to represent, this team, to be a part of this locker room. I've always been a fan of the way Saints play football, and just to have that opportunity means a lot to me. And, more than anything, I just want to, take advantage of it and make the most of it.
Doug Luton?
Yeah, hey, Tyrann. Was there a time maybe when playing in New Orleans, maybe after you were done at LSU or getting out of town was a good thing, and that you always maybe wanted to come back home? What is it about now that makes it the right time to come home?
Well, to be honest, I've lived a long life, in this NFL thing, and going into my 10th year, you don't know how you can't always depict the future. I think, when I realized the Saints, wanted me, and obviously I wanted them. It was a situation that I knew I wasn't going to pass up, but. I'm just more, happy with the support, that I have around me, family and friends, and just all the people that have helped me get to this point, in my life.
Nick?
Tyrann, when you say you were a fan of the way the Saints play, like, what are the things that you're a fan of, and how does that kind of appeal to you, and how do you see yourself fitting into it?
Yeah, in particular, the fans. I think this is probably the most exciting fan base, in all of football, really. And then defensively, I think that this defense, they just have an identity, that every time they take the field, they're going to hit everything that moves, and they're going to try to play team ball, and I think that's why, they've been a really successful unit, over the past, 5 years or so. And so I'm just hoping that I can, add to that. I'm hoping that I can, come in and be a leader and, make other guys' jobs, easier.
Amy Jeff?
Yeah, what went through your mind as you were signing that contract? Has it hit you yet that you're returning home?
Well, I think talking to you guys is kind of sinking in, in the moment. Like I said, I'm grateful, I'm blessed, I'm very fortunate to be in this position. And, like I said, I just want to make the most of it. I want to make my teammates better, and then I want to make our community better as well. So it's a great challenge, but I'm looking forward to it.
Cat Darrell?
I'm kind of following up on an earlier question. You've been back in Louisiana a lot the last few months, at least publicly. I know you joked on your Twitter a few weeks ago that you can't stay away. Did it kind of, is that something that is that a recent thing, and does it kind of feel like it's perfect timing as far as that goes, with you already being back in the community a lot and back at LSU a lot?
Yeah, I think ever since I've, really gotten comfortable and settled in, I've always tried to come back home, whether it be visiting family or doing things in the community. So I think at this point in my life, being able to come back home and see family and do things in the community, not just New Orleans, but Baton Rouge as well. I just look forward to doing those things. I look forward to being around, my people, our people. And so that's kind of like the reason, I've been, coming back, lately, especially with COVID and everything we've kind of been through the last 2 or 3 years. Just trying to be around family and people that really support you.
Mike Triplett?
Well, I have two. First, I want to make sure, is 32 a done deal? I feel like a lot of purchases are going to depend on this decision. Is that set in stone?
Well, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. To be honest, I don't. They can give me any number, to be honest. Like I said, I just want to play good ball, and I just want to do good things in the community.
And yeah, I know a lot of us are alluding to this because you've been pretty open and honest about your relationship with the city over the years. What I think Doug asked the first question where he said maybe earlier in your career you had said this wasn't the best place for you. Is that something that actually has changed? And can you just describe where you are in your life and your maturity that you feel like it is the perfect time to be here?
Yeah, I think New Orleans has always been a great place. This has always been a great community. I think, 10, 11 years ago, when I was a 20-year-old kid, I think it was just important for me to kind of, remove myself from certain things, certain environments, so that I can work on myself to get myself to a certain point to where I can come back home and be responsible and be the person that I know I can be. So, it's been a great process. Like I said, I got great people that, that support me, that I lean on. And so I think without those people and without, my commitment to just trying to do things the right way, I think this opportunity wouldn't even be in front of me. So, like I said, I'm just grateful, to be here, to have this opportunity, and to, like I said earlier, man, to be able to get in the community and really inspire these kids to be better, give them some hope. I think that's what it's, ultimately, all about.
Ed Daniels?
Tyrann, I know you're turning 30 here shortly. Do you think this is the last stop in your NFL career, and would you like it to be?
I mean, I would hope so. And Ed, you said 30 like that's old. I think I'm just heating up, man. So hopefully, man, I can, obviously it's a 3-year deal, and I'm hoping that I can, earn it all. You know what I mean? And then hopefully some more. So, and like I said, that's going to take a lot of work. It's going to be a great challenge. But, as of right now, this is all about getting to know my teammates. Showing those guys how I practice and, how I come to work every day. So I think all those things will kind of take care of itself down the road. I think the most important thing right now is just to, find that bond, that chemistry with teammates and coaches.
Jeff Nowak?
Hey, Tyrann. You mentioned earlier, it became clear that Saints wanted you, and obviously you wanted them. How did that scenario kind of develop? At what point in the offseason did it become clear that, this was going to be a match, and, how did that work out?
Well, I think coming into free agency, I've been fairly quiet. I've really been just kind of letting things play out. And, the Saints was really the only visit that I went on. I think from the get-go, I knew where I wanted to be. And from there, it's just all about everything kind of coming together and aligning. And so, like I said, I'm sure there's a lot of people that was praying for me, rooting for me. And it just feels good to see it all kind of come together. But I've kind of been manifesting this for a while now. A lot of former teammates know this. But just to have this opportunity means a lot to me.
Jeff Duncan?
Tyrann, we have been inundated on our social media timelines with your signing. What's the reaction been like for you and your family once the news got out?
I mean, my family is extremely, excited. I think most of them are really proud of me, and to have this moment to represent, my family, my friends, to represent our state, everything that we've been through and overcame, I'm sure it's going to lift a lot of people, especially my family and people that really know me. So, like I said, I'm just hoping I can continue to, give people hope and inspire people from my closest family to, my furthest friends. I'm just hoping that I can, come here and be all that I need to be.
Have you had a lot of reaction from fans? Anybody either on social media or just out in public? I know you haven't been here that long.
No, I mean, everybody that sees me, and like we were talking about earlier, I've been in Louisiana pretty much the whole off season, really, and I think everybody I bump into, everybody I see, I think they all wanted, what's happening right now. I think they all wanted me to be a Saint. So, like I said, I was trying to keep quiet and keep my composure and not, just say it out loud. But, I think this is a place I've always wanted to be. And I think most people around me, they wanted that for me, too.
Pat Carroll?
What aspects of Dennis Allen's scheme do you like, and how do you see yourself fitting into this defense?
Yeah, I think it's a smart unit. I think it's a unit that can disguise coverage, really well. And like I said earlier, this is a physical, unit. I think from the front end to the back end, everybody does their job. Everybody plays, to a certain standard. And like I said, this has always been a defense that I've seen myself, being a part of. With how much passion they play, the energy. Just the tightness that you can just see. It pops off the screen, when you're watching the Saints play defense. So, like I said, I'm just hoping I can come in and add to that and, and be all that I need to be, for our team.
Mike Triplett?
Are you surprised at all? Were you frustrated at all? Are you motivated at all that it took this long to sign somewhere, or was part of that because you were waiting on the Saints a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of say that. You know, like I said, I've had great success in this league. You know, I made a lot of money. You know, I wasn't necessarily eager to jump into any situation. I think, you know, for me, I was going to take as much time as I needed to make the right decision. And I think, you know, obviously once everything kind of aligned with the Saints, I thought it was the right decision. It was the perfect decision. It was really the best decision for me to be able to come in and impact this team and impact the community that I grew up in. So, you know, it was really one of those things that, you know, I couldn't pass up, and I'm just grateful that it all kind of aligned.
Nate?
I got two, if that's all right. First one, just you mentioned the disguise. How do you feel like your versatility fits into that with all the different things you're able to do?
Yeah, I'm hoping that I can, you know, come in and be, you know, one of those guys that can really do anything Coach asks of them. So that's always kind of been my motto, you know, my standard is to do whatever Coach asks me to do. So, you know, I don't necessarily try to go out my way to, you know, prove who I am. I just try my best to show up each and every day, you know, and be the person that I know I can be. But it'll be fun, you know, playing this defense, being able to move around and play different things, and then, you know, obviously being coached by great coaches too. I think that's one of those things that kind of, you know, people don't talk about, you know, enough in this league. So I'm grateful to, you know, obviously once again be surrounded around great coaches that, you know, really know what they're doing.
And just coming back here over the years doing the camp with the kids, how important was that to you? And I know you work with the Saints on that, these are facilities and that sometimes. Just how was that relationship with them behind the scenes, just making that stuff happen?
Yeah, I mean, we've always had a great relationship, you know, as far as that goes, and, you know, even going back when, you know, Coach Payton was the coach here. So, like I said, it's kind of like a full circle moment for me, you know, and, you know, I'm hoping I can continue throwing camps, you know, in the indoor. So, looking forward to it.
Luke Johnson?
Hey, Tyrann, if I've got the timeline right, I think you were a senior when the Saints won the Super Bowl, senior at St. Aug.
Yeah.
What do you remember about that time in the city? And the second part of that is what would it mean to you if you were part of the next team that brought one home?
You know what, to be honest, man, I just remember me and my homeboy just getting in the car and just going down to Canal Street. It felt like the whole city was down there, and I mean, that was a memory. You know, some people say memories could last a lifetime. I think that was one of those memories that, you know, I'll never forget. Just the moment and just the pure joy that it really brought to the city. And so obviously, man, that's a tall task, and, you know, being a former champion, I understand how hard it is to win. And to get to that point. So, you know, if we were able to get to that point, that'll mean a lot to me. I'm sure it'll mean a lot to the community. And but I definitely want to bring a championship and to back to New Orleans.
Amy Jeff?
Hard to follow that up. Feels like everybody in your life was recruiting you to come here, either publicly or behind closed doors. And one of them was C.J. Gardner-Johnson. What was his pitch like, and how excited are you to play with him?
Like I said, I'm extremely excited, and, you know, not just him, but, you know, to be on the defense with DeMario and Cam Jordan, you know, Marshawn, like, these are all great guys that, you know, I really look up to. These are all guys that really handle their business the right way on and off the field. And so just to be a part of that group, you know, I'm sure it'll do a lot for me personally, you know, and professionally. But it's not really, you know, much to sell, I think, you know, especially with CJ. You know, like I said, when I watch these guys play defense, they pop off the screen just with energy and passion, and, you know, all the different handshakes that they do. It's fun and it's exciting. And so he didn't really have to sell me too much. I was already sold. I just needed a couple people to kind of give me the, yeah, it's cool. You know, we'll take you over here.
Last question here, Ed Daniels.
Tyrann, I know you've always written things down and then manifested them. What are you writing down right now?
Well, I think most importantly, you know, right now I just want to be able to impact the community, you know, in a real way, in a way that can, really relate to kids and get through to them. I think that's really important. And then from there, I want to continue being the best football player that I can be. And, so that takes a lot of work. That's a lot of commitment, but, I'm ready for it. So, right now I think my table is pretty light, but it's full at the same time. It's all about community, and then it's all about team. And I think everything else kind of fits in, where it fits in.